Hey everyone, Dominic here with the Ravening Hordes Game Club in Saskatoon. Today we've got another game of 9th Age. We've got 5,000 points. It's going to be Vampire Covenant versus the Ogre Khans. We played the Dawn Assault with Capture the Flags as the secondary. Let's get right into it. Here we've got a piece of impassable forest, another piece of impassable. There's a hill, a fence, and a small little water feature back there. We rolled off, the vampires picked their side, and Ogre Khans tried to go and deploy first there. Here's a look at my spells. We've got my Master of Evocation there, as well as a Adept of Occultism. And here's a look at my deployment. So from left to right, we've got Barrow Knights, we've got Direwolves, Varkolak, Vampire Knights, Bat Swarm, Skeletons with Sword and Board, as well as the Master Necromancer in there. Another unit of Bat Swarms. Right beside that, there is a Corpse Cart with big unit of zombies around it. We got some Wraiths, another unit of zombies. Right beside that, we've actually got a Colossal Zombie Dragon Vampire Count riding it, as well as another Bat Swarm right out in front. For the Ogre Khans, we've got Yetis, Rock. There's a unit of Bruisers with a Khan BSB in there. Right beside that, there's a unit of Bombardiers, followed by a Saber-Tooth Tiger, two Big Brother Giants. I didn't have the right base sizes there, so. Then we also have another Saber-Tooth Tiger, another unit of Bruisers with a Great Khan, as the general. And then beside that, there's some Tuskers. And then we've got, finally, a last unit of Yetis. We rolled off for Vanguards. I moved up a little bit. He moved up on one side with his Yetis and danced the Yetis around that piece of impassable for his other one. So we started the game off. Ogres, after a little while, ended up just dropping and taking the first turn. So here we go. Ogres turn 1. So there's no charges to declare. Everything else just kind of moves up a little bit here on the leftmost flank. Moves up on the right flank. And then he goes right into shooting because he's got no magic. So these are actually his shots there. He shot the Bombardiers at my Wraiths across the table. Pretty decent hits. Only managed to cause 1 wound after the saves. So that's pretty much it for Ogre Khans turn 1 though. So here's just an overview of the board. So into Vampire counts, turn 1. For the Vampires, there's just some more shimmying on my side. I wanted to make sure I got my Knights up on the hills, just for the reroll for the charges. Everything else over here kind of shimmies forward and to the side a bit. The Zombie Dragon flies over to the far edge flank, as do the Wraiths, just sort of shimmy sideways. That's pretty much it for movement there. Into the magic phase. I went ahead and cast Touch the Reaper on one of the Saber-Tooths there. Went off, caused only 1 wound though. And then I also raised a bunch of zombies here to this unit. That's pretty much it for magic there though. So here's again, just a quick little overview of the board going into turn 2. So Ogre Khans turn 2 here. He's got a couple charges. The Giant and both or Saber-Tooth Tigers there, rather. They both go into that unit of bats. As well as these Yetis over here. They declare the charge against that Varkolak. Here, only one of the Saber-Tooths made it in. Giant made it in. And that's kind of looking at the table there. He did a little bit of maneuvering again, but not too terribly much. The Bombardiers moved up and shot at the Wraiths again. This time I don't think they peeled off any wounds from that. As well as the guy in the Rock took a pot shot at the Zombie Dragon but didn't cause anything. Over here we go into combat. It's total push. And the vampiric roll on the Varkolak is successful. So he actually only has 1 at the end. Over here is a really big surprise, actually. The bats end up killing the dog, and the giant kind of whiffs a bit, and as well as I put a wound on the giant. So as you can see, after crumble, I've got 3 wounds left on a bat swarm. So, really unexpected happening there, but no, we'll take it. So let's go into the vampires turn 2. Here's a quick look at the board. So for the first charge, we've got these Barrow Knights. They're going to charge down the hill into the flank of these Yetis. And then these zombies here are going into the giant. This one makes it in. This one actually fails, though. Go into the magic phase after a little bit of maneuvering. I went ahead and cast Whispers of the Veil on that giant in the center there. That one went off. I tried to do Pentagram of Pain. He dispelled that. And that was pretty much it. I think I maybe tried to do a little bit something else there. Maybe raise some wounds on the zombies, but dispelled that. So we go into this fight here. Again, he doesn't do a lot. He does some wounds to the zombies. And with the combat res, the bat takes another wound for its problems. And we pass our check and maximize here a little bit more. In this combat, the Varkolak beats up on the Yetis quite handily. They run. It doesn't catch him, though, which is kind of nice because now he's actually blocked from being able to charge the Varkolak. So, and then we're going into Ogre Khans, turn 3. So here's what our things are looking at. Again, over here. And then he's going to start doing some charges. So this Sabertooth is going into the bat over here. The Rock declared a charge against the Wraiths, made it in. And then these Bombardiers actually declared a charge against the zombies, but failed. So they just kind of shimmied up a bit. Over here, the Yetis rally. These guys decide to get a little bit more closer to that center there. There's a bit of a no man's land going on, but he's got the numbers and he's got the weight behind it. So over here, he just moves up a little bit more with his other two, with his Yetis and the Bruisers, and goes straight into combat. The Rock finishes off the Wraiths, no problem. I didn't take a picture, but in the center giant fight there, I ended up doing a wound to the bats, or doing 1 wound to the bats, I think, through combat res. I did a wound to his Sabertooth Tiger, peeled off some more zombies, and the zombies did a wound to the giant. So we're sticking out, and we only lost by 1. Into Vampire Covenant, turn 3. So here's what things are looking like. And here we go for charges. So the Zombie Dragon's going into the Rock. The Varkolak's going in here. Makes it in. We go right into Magic phase. For Magic, we tried to cast a Rise on those zombies, and he dispelled it. We tried again, and he dispelled it again. We also cast Whispers of the Veil on the giant, and that went off. Over here, the Varkolak finishes off those Yetis, no problem. And then he actually pivoted on the spot to face over here. I didn't take a picture of this, but the Zombie Dragon toasted off the Rock and then overran into those Yetis. So we're going into Ogre Khans, turn 4. Again, here's what things are looking like. There's that overrun, and that happens. So all those guys declare the charges, make it easily, and that's not looking so good for the Zombie Dragon. Over here, he declared a long charge from those Tuskers into my Vampire Knights. I needed to roll a 10, and he made it, so that's not looking so good either. He's got no shooting, no magic, so we go right into combat again. Over here, we got this one with the zombies. Again, we're sticking around. Over here, I managed to kill off all of the Yetis, as well as do some wounds to the Bruisers. And with all of those impact hits and attacks after saves, surprisingly, I only took 1 wound. The one thing here is I did declare a challenge at the beginning there. His con decided to hide, so I just picked up on the unit there. I won by, I think I was 14 to his 7, so I was up by 7, but of course he was steadfast, he had the extra rank, and stuck around with both units. Over here, those Vampire Knights were there. I think I did 2 wounds to him, and he just crushed the unit. He needed to roll high for that overrun to get into the flank of those skeletons, and he got the roll. So again, that one's not looking so good either. We go into this is going to be into Ogre. Nope. Yeah. Vampire turn 4. Here we are. So I haven't really got a lot. That Varkolak back there, he actually charged the other giant, made it in, and the Barrow Knights up on that hill, they declared that charge as well, and they failed. The bats moved up to chap the bruisers with the Ogre Khans, and we just kind of stay put where we are with everything else. So into magic phase, I went ahead and I cast the big version of Pentagram of Pain, went off and caused some wounds to the zombies, caused a wound to the giant, caused some wounds to the bruisers, as well as those bombardiers, and I gained my wound back from my trouble. I cast Whispers of the Veil on this giant, and then I tried to cast a Rise on the zombies, and he just stopped both those ones. So then we go into the combat phase. The Varkolak does 4 wounds to this guy. He does a wound to me back. End of the combat round, I actually make the vampiric roll, and he sticks around. So over here, I declare the challenge again. This time he decides to accept it, and my Brotherhood of the Dragon guy with the Reaper's Harvest fails utterly and completely, and then the Zombie Dragon fails utterly and completely. I did 2 wounds to him. That's it. So after that, he with the static res, he crumbles me quite a bit, near death. And over here, he does quite a bit of wounds. This is after the crumble here. So I'm still alive, but there's not a lot there. And we're going into Ogre Khans turn 5. So here we go, kind of what the board is looking like. Most of his units are engaged, and these guys actually weren't. His turn, he just charged them right in the bats. Again, he's got no magic, he's got no shooting, so it's pretty much right into combat at this point. That's what things are looking like. Over here, I think I did 1 more wound to him, and he did a wound to me back. It's a push. I make my vampiric roll. Over here, we continue fighting out in that challenge. I do finish him off, but it's not enough to get past the static combat res, because again, the guy on top whiffs completely. He did 1 wound, and then the zombie dragon did 2 wounds, but he saved 1 of them. So that was it for the dragon. Massive hit. And that's the first character gone. I didn't get a picture of it, but the fight against the skeletons, where the Necromancer is, went for the way of the Ogre Khans again. They finish off the rest of the skeletons and crumble out the Necromancer. So now I'm down both my characters. There's no master. I take some crumble checks, take a few wounds here and there. The Barrow Knights actually suffered 4, which was pretty cool. And then we go into Ogre Khans turn 5. So I guess this would be Vampires turn 5 now. Yeah, Vampires turn 5. I don't have a lot left, so everything just says, why not? Let's declare a charge with everything. So the dogs charge the giant, the Barrow Knights charge the giant. This zombie bunker here charges the bruisers, the Ogre Khans, and those bats charge the giant back here. Everything makes it in, and I got no magic, so we go into the right into combat. As you can see, this here, the giant takes care of the bats. I did cause a wound to him, though. He kills me down to that after I think I started with 30 some in that unit. So we're hurting. And over here, the Varkolak whiffs, doesn't cause a single wound, and then the 2 units on the side don't do anything either. So he beats up on the dire wolves and crumbles the other 2 through combat res. We go into Ogre Khans turn 6. So turn 6, he finishes off my last unit, no problem. And that's where, well, we didn't have to call it because there was nothing left. So here's what the table was looking like at the end of Ogre Khans turn 6. As well as there's another unit of bruisers off the page down here. So yeah, it's a really bloody battle. Turned around pretty quickly there for the Ogre Khans. Did up the points at the end of it. It was a 16-4 split. He did get the secondary as well, so it was 19-1. And then with our league, we actually award extra victory points for being fully painted, as well as an extra victory point for every 500 points above 4,500 points played. So the final score of this game was actually 22-2 for the Ogre Khans. Again, another really fun game. I was really surprised the damage output potential of that guy on the zombie dragon there, but he's just so many points for only, a few wounds with a 3-up save. So fun nonetheless. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys stick around for the next one.